A sloped backyard can become your most dramatic outdoor room when you harness gravity instead of fighting it. Today on Luxury Home Decor, I'm sharing budget-friendly DIY retaining wall ideas in wood, stone, and brick that carve terraces, tame erosion, and create usable zones for dining, play, and planting. We'll blend seasonal trends, space optimization, and timeless design principles so your hillside feels intentional, layered, and luxe, without overspending or hiring a crew. Start with a mindset shift. Don't think problem hill. Think vertical opportunity. Terraces double your square footage by stacking activity zones like steps. Lounge near the top for views. Garden in the middle. Gather at the base. Retaining walls provide structure, but the magic lies in proportion, rhythm, and repetition. Echo materials across levels, repeat plant palettes, and keep wall heights human-scaled. Balanced layers calm the eye and make steep ground feel naturally organized and welcoming. Before selecting materials, prioritize drainage and stability. Water is the invisible force shaping every slope. Plan for perforated drain pipe behind walls, gravel backfill, and a slight batter. Walls leaning subtly into the hill for strength. Add geogrid reinforcement on taller sections. Good drainage reduces frost heave, pressure, and maintenance. When the skeleton is right, budget finishes last longer. Plant roots thrive, and seasonal rains become a soundtrack, not a structural threat, across your terraced landscape. Let's talk budgets. Divide your slope into phases. Begin with the area that unlocks the most daily use, often a flat pad for seating or a grill. Use inexpensive materials there, then upgrade accents gradually. Salvaged timbers, recycled concrete chunks, and brick seconds stretch dollars. Keep curves gentle to minimize cutting waste. Standardize wall modules, step risers, and cap widths so you can buy in bulk, reduce offcuts, and assemble like building blocks with predictable efficiency. Seasonal strategy matters. In spring, focus on drainage lines and base courses while soil is workable. In summer, build walls and steps because dry weather helps compaction. Autumn is perfect for planting between terraces, letting roots establish before winter. Winter planning sessions refine lighting, furniture placement, and next year's expansions. This rhythm spreads costs, aligns tasks with ideal conditions, and ensures each layer, structure, planting, and styling reinforces the overall design cohesively. Would retaining walls deliver warmth and speed on tight budgets? Pressure-treated landscape timbers, ground contact rated 6x6 posts, or rot-resistant species like cedar and redwood create inviting, cabin-chic terraces. Anchor timbers with rebar or long landscape spikes, pin courses, and alternate seams like brickwork for strength. Use dead men, perpendicular anchors, tied back into the slope. Seal cut ends, elevate bottom courses on gravel, and add a cap board for comfortable seating along the terrace edge. For a modern Scandinavian feel, try horizontally stacked 2x6 or 2x8 boards with concealed posts. The crisp lines pair beautifully with ornamental grasses and black planters. Keep color consistent by using exterior grade stain in neutral taupe, carbon gray, or warm honey. Stagger board joints and tighten with structural screws. This lightweight system excels on low walls where you want speed, style, and a small tool list, yet still crave coherent geometry and a polished, architecturally calm vibe. If you love rustic character, consider railway sleeper aesthetics using chunky timbers set vertically like a palisade. Vary heights slightly for a sculptural rhythm. Between posts, weave in small herb pockets or lighting conduits. The vertical orientation resists bowing on short spans and accommodates tight curves around plant beds. It's a great way to break a long slope into friendly bites, with tactile texture that catches morning dew and evening shadows for cinematic outdoor ambience. Natural stone brings timeless gravitas. Dry stacked fieldstone, ledgestone, or limestone feels organic, ages gracefully, and adapts to curved terraces. Start with a buried, compacted gravel footing. Place the largest stones on the first course, tilt each slightly inward, and interlock with hearting stones in the core. Avoid running vertical seams. Cap with long, flat stones for stability and seating. A dry-laid approach drains freely, reducing hydrostatic pressure while delivering sculptural beauty and longevity. Want stone on a budget? Blend a visible stone face with a concrete block backup. Use split-face retaining blocks for the structural part. Then veneer select front areas with thin stone or salvaged rock. Concentrate premium stone where hands touch. Caps, step treads and key focal turns, while economical block handles the heavy lifting. This hybrid method provides strength, cost control, and design richness, allowing you to direct resources precisely where they create the most perceived luxury. Brick offers classic order and refined texture, especially on historic homes or cottage landscapes. Reclaimed brick brings patina. New brick guarantees uniformity for clean lines. Soldier courses make elegant caps, while running bond patterns feel relaxed and timeless. Brick pairs wonderfully with clipped boxwood and lavender on terraced beds. Mortared walls require good weep holes. Dry-laid brick with gravel core handles water naturally. Either way, brick's warm color story glows across seasons and styles. Space optimization thrives on terracing strategy. Think in platforms sized for real furniture footprints. A 10 by 12 dining pad, a 6 by 8 herb bench, a 4-foot deep lounge perch. Connect these with graceful steps and short runs rather than long, exhausting flights. Introduce landings that double as micro-terraces for pots or sculpture. When zones are sized to life, you use them more, maintain them better, and your slope becomes a daily retreat instead of a distant weekend project. Design principles guide every decision. Proportion keeps wall heights comfortable. 3 feet or less feels friendly. Taller sections benefit from terracing into multiple tiers. Balance comes from repeating materials and distributing visual weight across the slope. Rhythm emerges through step cadence and plant spacing. Contrast arrives via textures. Smooth caps against rugged stone, soft foliage against crisp brick. Harmony ties it together with a limited palette, ensuring the hillside reads as one composed scene. Color theory isn't just for interiors. Hardscape tones influence plant choices and furniture finishes. Cool gray stone makes blues and purples pop. Warm brick flatters apricot, coral, and buttery greens. Wood's honey hues cozy up to creams and charcoal. Choose one dominant neutral hardscape, one secondary accent, and let seasonal flowers rotate as temporary color. This framework keeps your terrace cohesive when cushions change, planters swap, or the lighting mood shifts between celebrations and quiet evenings. Drainage details earn quiet applause. Behind each wall, run perforated pipe wrapped in fabric sock, slope to daylight or a gravel sump. Backfill with angular stone to prevent fines from clogging. Add filter fabric between native soil and backfill to maintain separation. Crown terrace surfaces slightly to shed water forward, then capture runoff with a discreet swale or channel drain. Good water choreography reduces ice buildup, preserves mortar, and keeps timber edges crisp year after year. DIY safety and planning make projects smoother. Call your utility marking service before digging. Check local codes for height limits and permits. Work in cool hours, lift with legs, and pace heavy days with lighter tasks like staining or planting. Create material staging zones close to build areas to minimize uphill hauling. A simple checklist: base, drainage, reinforcement, face, cap, backfill, keeps momentum steady and prevents mistakes that are far harder to fix after everything is stacked. Tool kits don't need to be elaborate. A sturdy tamper or plate compactor, level, string line, shovel, wheelbarrow, circular saw with exterior blade for wood, masonry chisel for stone, and a hammer drill for anchors will handle most builds. Rent specialty tools only for milestone days. Keep spare screws, rebar, and landscape pins on hand to avoid midday store runs. Efficiency translates directly into budget savings, preserving funds for nicer caps, better lighting, or plush outdoor textiles later. Let's sketch 3 budget tiers. Entry level: pressure-treated timber walls, gravel paths, and seed mulch on terraces. Mid-tier: mixed timbers with select dry stack stone corners, brick caps on steps, and low-voltage path lights. Premium budget conscious: structural block core, thin stone veneer accents, wide limestone caps, and coordinated furniture with durable neutral cushions. Each tier shares the same drainage backbone. You're not downgrading design, just shifting finishes. The result still feels intentional and curated. Wood-specific tips save time. Pre-stain boards on sawhorses before assembly to coat all faces. Use hidden fasteners where possible on seat caps to avoid water entry at screw heads. Space boards slightly to allow expansion and drying. Where timber meets soil, insert composite shims or concealed rubber membranes to limit wicking. Incorporate removable access panels so you can inspect drain lines seasonally. Small, thoughtful details keep timber walls fresh, reduce rot, and extend the lifespan dramatically. Stone-specific wisdom centers on patience. Dry fit courses before committing, then adjust thickness with small chips, not thick mortar beds. Aim for long stones to bridge joints and lock neighbors. Step treads should project slightly over risers, with consistent rise and run for comfortable walking. A stone bench integrated into a retaining course becomes functional sculpture, eliminating separate furniture. The tactile permanence of stone rewards deliberate craftsmanship with decades of low-maintenance beauty and reliability. Brick-specific tricks emphasize precision. Use string lines and story poles to keep courses level across contours. Mix palettes so color variation distributes evenly. For drainage, leave discrete weep gaps at the base every few feet, concealed by gravel. When creating steps, a contrasting soldier course on the tread edge adds definition and safety. Soft lime-washed finishes can tone down bright new brick, blending it gracefully with surrounding plantings and existing architecture for an instant lived-in charm. Stairs deserve special attention on slopes. Keep risers 6 to 7.5 inches, treads 12 to 16 inches for comfort. Break long stair runs with landings every 6 to 8 steps. Landings double as miniature patios for pots or a bench. Where walls meet stairs, turn the cap to form a handhold. Lighting under caps or along risers improves safety without glare. These human-centered dimensions make vertical circulation feel natural, effortless, and welcoming at every hour. Planting transforms terraces from engineered to enchanted. Use deep-rooted ground covers to knit soil, shrubs to anchor corners, and small trees to create layered canopies. On sunny slopes, Mediterranean herbs thrive and scent the air. On shadier sites, ferns and hostas add lushness. Repeat a limited palette across levels so the hillside reads as one garden. Mulch generously to control erosion while plant roots establish, then transition to living ground cover as your green architecture matures. Seasonal trends meet practicality when you design for year-round interest. Choose evergreens for structure, spring bulbs for sparkle, summer bloomers for color, and fall foliage for drama. Swap outdoor textiles by season. Striped rugs for summer, textured neutrals for autumn. Lanterns and string lights layer warmth in cooler months. A fire bowl on the lower terrace extends evenings. Your slope becomes a four-season stage, shifting moods with a calendar while the retaining framework stays timeless. Lighting is the secret sauce after sunset. Down lighting from upper terraces washes steps gently. Cap-integrated LEDs trace edges without harsh hotspots. Solar path markers guide visitors economically, while low-voltage systems offer longevity and control. Warm temperature bulbs flatter stone and wood, making textures sparkle. Highlight a specimen shrub or brick arch to create depth. Thoughtful lighting turns a formerly dark, steep yard into a safe, cinematic destination for dinner, quiet reading, and celebration. Furniture choices should respect terrace's scale. Lightweight aluminum or teak pieces move easily for events. Built-in bench caps along retaining edges free floor space and resist gusts. Round tables soften tight platforms and encourage conversation. Choose performance fabrics in subdued neutrals so the landscape remains the star. Add seasonal pillows for personality. Modular furniture nests on landings when not in use. These decisions multiply usability without crowding, keeping circulation generous and comfortable. Pathways stitch terraces into a coherent experience. A crushed gravel path with steel or brick edging bends gracefully around walls, draining well and costing less than pavers. Where you need firm footing, lay large stepping stones flush with gravel to create rhythm underfoot. Repeat edging materials from your walls for unity. A subtle curve reveals the slope in satisfying chapters, turning a straightforward climb into a short, memorable journey that welcomes both daily routines and weekend wandering. Mixing materials adds depth. Pair timber walls with a stone landing, or frame brick steps with wood planters. Keep combinations to 2 primary materials plus 1 accent to avoid visual clutter. Let texture drive the narrative. Rough split stone against smooth brick caps, or brushed timber beside polished pavers. Repeating your chosen trio across terraces forms a signature language, making even modest builds feel curated, intentional, and quietly luxurious without chasing every trend simultaneously. Erosion control is both science and style. Install jute netting or coir logs on steep, exposed soil until plants root. Direct downspouts into swales lined with river rock, turning runoff into a design feature. Terraced beds with contour-hugging edges slow water and invite infiltration. Choose mulch that locks together like shredded hardwood, and renew it annually. These soft engineering moves protect your retaining investment, invite pollinators, and keep pathways clean after the heaviest summer storms. For tight budgets, focus on hero moments. Maybe one generous stone step stack at the main entry, a handsome timber bench cap with perfect proportions, or a short brick cheek wall framing the grill pad. Let supporting elements be simpler. Viewers remember the signature gesture, not the price tag. This edit builds perceived luxury while preserving funds for essentials like drainage, soil improvement, and quality fasteners that keep everything solid through freeze-thaw cycles and seasonal celebrations. Acoustics matter on slopes. Terraced walls bounce and absorb sound differently. Stone reflects with clarity. Wood softens and warms. Place a small water feature on a mid-terrace to mask street noise and pull people toward the heart of the garden. Plant rustling grasses near seating for a gentle hush. These sensory layers create intimacy and calm, transforming a previously exposed incline into a sanctuary where conversations feel private and time slows amid birdsong and evening breezes. Sustainability elevates design. Source local stone to reduce transport emissions. Choose FSC-certified wood or reclaimed timbers. Reuse on-site soil where possible, amending rather than exporting. Capture roof runoff for drip irrigation across terraces. Select native or climate-adapted plants to cut water use. Solar lighting reduces wiring runs and energy costs. Sustainable choices aren't just ethical. They're durable, often more affordable over time, and they give your hillside a resilient heart and conscience. Common mistakes are easy to avoid. Skipping compacted base layers leads to settling. Building one tall wall instead of two shorter terraces increases pressure and risk. Forgetting drainage or fabric separators invites muddy blowouts. Overcomplicating material mixes creates visual chaos. Ignoring comfortable stair dimensions discourages use. Write these on a site clipboard and check them at each step. Prevention is the cheapest insurance, protecting both your budget and your confidence as a weekend builder. If you're new to masonry, start with a small practice wall using surplus stone or brick. Test your pattern, practice tight joints, and experiment with cap overhangs. For wood, build a short planta box to master square corners and fastener spacing. These mini projects train your hands, clarify material preferences, and yield useful elements for the finished landscape. When the main build begins, your decisions feel informed, your movements are efficient, and your results look remarkably professional. Styling brings joy to the finished terraces. Layer outdoor rugs that echo hardscape colors. Use clusters of planters rather than singles, repeating shapes for harmony. Lanterns, throw blankets, and a compact bar cart make small platforms feel purposeful. Keep decor restrained so circulation stays clear and the slope's geometry shines. Seasonal swaps. Citrus tones in summer, warm neutrals in fall. Let you refresh mood without touching the structure. The hillside remains cohesive, inviting, and photo-ready. Maintenance keeps everything elegant. In spring, check caps, tighten screws, trim plant overhang, and refresh mulch. Summer calls for light weeding and irrigation checks. Autumn is for leaf cleanup and sealing exposed wood grain. After heavy winter storms, inspect weep holes and clear silt from drains. A seasonal checklist paired with labeled storage bins for spare lights, pins, and stain ensures quick touch-ups. Small, consistent attention preserves your investment and keeps the terraces feeling gracious. For families, design with flexibility. A sandbox terrace can evolve into a raised herb garden, then a bistro nook as needs change. Keep foundational dimensions adaptable and avoid overly custom built-ins. Choose furniture that stacks or nests, and plan shade via pergola posts or anchor points that can accept sails later. Future-proofing turns a weekend build into a long-term companion, growing gracefully with your lifestyle without requiring expensive tear-outs or disruptive redesigns down the line. Nighttime hospitality thrives on microzones. Place a 2-chair overlook at the top for stargazing, a shared table mid-slope for dinners, and a lounge deck at the base near the fire feature. Short retaining segments can double as backrests or cocktail ledges. A coherent lighting scene links everything. Dim uplights on trees, soft path glows on steps, and warm caps along walls. The slope guides guests intuitively from one moment to the next, comfortable and delighted. If today's ideas sparked a plan for your hillside, imagine what your weekends will feel like on those new terraces. Morning coffee at the overlook, herbs within reach, friends gathered at sunset. For more home and garden inspiration, you're in the right place with luxury home decor. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel and drop your questions below. I'm cheering you on as you turn that sloped backyard into your favorite outdoor room.